Coming Out, Moving Forward, Wisconsin's Recent Gay History, written by R. Richard Wagner, narrated by Vance Bastian, for Hank, Will, Paula, and Mark. Forward. Tammy Baldwin, U.S. Senate, 2012 to present. I first met Dick Wagner in 1984, after returning to my hometown of Madison, Wisconsin, following my graduation from college. Eager to become involved in the local political scene and searching for mentors, I had been cold calling local officials in my new neighborhood and seeking opportunities to work on campaigns and learn the ropes. I was invited to a gathering of local progressive elected officials, labor union leaders, and civil rights and environmental activists to strategize about candidate recruitment for city council and school board seats to be contested in the spring 1985 elections. We met on the second floor of a popular local establishment, Mother's Pub, which had long been a gathering spot for local progressives. I observed how much respect Dick had earned from his fellow progressive leaders. Following a discussion about the issues the group hoped to advance, we broke into small groups. Dick Wagner and Kathleen Nichols, both out LGBT members of the Dane County Board of Supervisors, led a discussion on opportunities to advance policies, initiatives, and ordinances to counter discrimination against our community. I nervously approached their working group, having come out in college about a year earlier. That day, Dick became my role model and mentor, and a lifelong friendship ensued. Dick Wagner, who obtained his doctorate in history from UW-Madison, was then working in state government and serving as an elected supervisor for his near East Side Madison district on the Dane County Board. I took delight when he shared stories of his graduate training. In that pre-internet era, the research for his dissertation on prostitution permitted, in fact necessitated, that Dick work in the library stacks near books on non-normative sexual behavior and orientation, which, at the time, usually presented the subject of homosexuality as a disorder. No doubt, this experience played a pivotal role in Dick's search for an alternative narrative, more reflective of his own experience. At social gatherings in the 1980s and 1990s, usually hosted at his historic Madison home, Dick would share tidbits from his extensive collection of news clippings, correspondence, and other archival materials depicting gay life and culture in Madison and the surrounding region. He knew he had a book waiting to be written of heretofore untold stories. Little did he know then that it would require 2 volumes. Of my own coming out story, I wrote the following for a speech delivered at a Madison Gay Pride rally in 1989. During the year after I came out, I grabbed anything I could find to read which gave what I was going through some social and historical context. I needed to ground myself, to discover I was not alone, and I was amazed and so proud of what I learned when I read. The dignity and courage of people in our movement, and I was so angry that no one had ever let me know about these things before. No one in my educational background told me about Stonewall, when years ago, gays in New York City united to resist nightly acts of police oppression, and that this event signaled the beginning of the contemporary gay liberation movement. And no one told me about Elaine Noble, the first openly lesbian member of a state assembly, or of Harvey Milk, who became the first openly gay person elected to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, and was later assassinated. No, the Stonewall rioters, Elaine Noble, and Harvey Milk were people who I found out about from other gay and lesbian people who took the time to make films, write books, and tell others about our history. We can celebrate the fact that we have begun to reconstruct our history and to document our contributions to this world. And we can be proud that we had Stonewall, Elaine Noble, Harvey Milk, and the countless others who've broken ground in other areas, and that we can still cherish their words and their work. Yet the challenge to us is implicit. We must continue to learn about our history, our many and vital contributions to our own freedom and the freedom of others. And we must continue to share that history, to speak out about it, to make our nation's and our world's history whole and truthful by including our part in shaping it. This 2-volume work reflects a lifetime of meticulous research and a sensitivity to reading between the lines in public sources. Dick Wagner makes our state's history more complete by including our part in shaping it. He also presents the opportunity for young people growing up all over Wisconsin and the Midwest in this century to know that they are not alone, and that they stand on the shoulders of people who came before them and paved the way
Sample complete. Ready to continue?